A few months ago, when planning the show, Rebecca asked me for a talk on metadata and taxonomy. Usually that topic is covered on an earlier day. What more on metadata could I possibly say? So with the Pechakucha format, I thought I'd do something different for me, and I hope fun for you. Your ears don't deceive you. It is true that I'm doing the whole little talk in Isusian rhyme. We have files that we want to describe in some ways, such as titles and author and subject and date. Pre-built list will fill some of the slots, and then the set of lists together is the taxonomy. Metadata helps us render the search pages and links. We can route for approval or prevent a leak. We can show a report of how data was used, broken down by department, or access refused. In each list are some concepts with a consistent theme: foreign places or companies or championship teams. Using facets has multiple good benefits. Using one or in combination, they make it nice to search and then browse and in multiple ways. Plus it's quicker to build, less expensive to maintain. So what does make a broken down taxonomy? Something like this example from Jorge Borges. Muddle-headed taxonomies that mix random things, or those monstrous hierarchies for dragonfly wings are so quick to avoid when we have some clear themes. So another thing, facets sure fit websites' needs. Modern sidebars with links in those RSS feeds. 600,000 categories are some of what's in Open Directory, with each term buried deep in the hierarchy. But if you look at each, you can easily see facets like content type and world geography. If we factored those lists from the overlong terms, we'd have something that would be easier to learn, easy to browse, and less painful to update and govern. So how do people put all those facets to use? Here's a search page that really lets them all loose. Look for jobs on careercenter.com. It has city and state and company too. All that pizzazz comes from metadata. It helps focus your search by zapping all the places you don't want to work. A few facets apply to most everything, like the brand and the price and just when it's shipping. Others apply to just a few categories. Facets have handles, faucets have handles and nozzles and sprayer thingies. But for cameras, it's zoom and pixels and fisheye. Just show features like those when you know they apply. It's quite easy to set up a bunch of new facets, and they might be of use when we're selling some rackets, but our screen space has limits, so we cannot show all the facets we need, at least above the fold. The ones below, well, they won't really ever be seen. Keep those teaser lists short so guests see more than 3. Metadata is useful for more than just search. Here's a site with some blurbs and their medical research. Here they show what is new in the big central view with the title and URL and the description too. Other boxes we see on this page provide links to more pages related by various things. Browse by subject or school and order by date. If the visitor subscribes to feeds, that is great. So who should pick the fields that the site will now use? Does someone have a lock on some knowledge of truth? Any guides you can read from out there on the web? Cannot assure that your project won't end up dead. Just keep each use case in mind as the team weighs the cost for each field and its values, so ROI is not lost. So how will systems fill all the fields with that good metadata you need, and then not some falsehoods? That's the bundle of joy comes from work and workflow. You should try to fix things so it continually grows. With the help of machines, there is more to be made, complex subjects and summaries or formats and dates. If the stork will not bring it, well, must we then pay for people to make it for 8 hours a day? Because each field costs money, and sometimes a lot, when it's only an expert who fills in that box. Take a look at your fields and think how they'll be filled. By a simple routine, by a small monkish guild, then just add up the costs and you'll see if you can afford to do that or must alter your plan. Can machines make metadata for us without any errors or problems or fuss? On the inside, metadata creation methods do the same kinds of things that a text engine does. If you're making metadata for search improvement, don't expect that you'll get some miracle agent. Bigger's not always better, so keep that in mind when you plan to make use of some people's time. Lots of fields bother people, and they give you bad data. Look at Flickr and Delicious. They only use 4 or 5 fields of data, but see what they do? They put each field to use in multiple ways for quick tagging and searching and finding by ways. Machines can take some text, slice it apart, then use statistics so it finds what's important, not obtuse. But the problem with this is the reassembly. Machines don't understand, so they do it badly. No, now I do like the way that it gives me some phrases, which I use when I test our clients' metadata. Crowdsourcing and folksonomies and user reviews, cool new ways for others to make metadata for you. One small problem with this is the consistency, annoying variations and unclear meanings. Tagging only small portions is another issue. I don't want to search cars and then get only 2. You'll find facets in all of the usual places: US government sources and internal spaces. ERP systems keep track of important facts. Look at Taxonomy, Warehouse, or national compacts. But the thing to expect is that while you may find, a facet or 2 is hard to align your own special needs to something online. When the world changes, the taxonomy must change too. Who tracks people and events, and who must approve of the changes to taxonomy and metadata? Who monitors the queries to see what's wanted? Who deals with marketing to see what's being trumpeted? When it's time for a change, just make sure that it can be justified on its costs and benefits. Remember the problem to be solved and the benefits to be achieved. What data do you have, and what will you need? Where will you get it? What will it cost? Get a sponsor and technical help. Build a POC with data off the shelf. You're in it together, but the early stuff you may have to do by yourself. To give credit or blame where I think it is due, it was Jim Hendler's speech from which this fine chat grew. Then Ron Daniel, my partner in crime, penned this fine poem for Taxonomy Bootcamp 2009. I'll be posting the text up to our website with some footnotes for all of the things I should cite. So to wrap up this talk, here's my final note. Dr. Seuss did this better, so he gets my vote.